WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi blasts WWE creative after his son Jey Uso's 51-day world title reign ended Monday night on Raw, saying that WWE needs to fire those writing for Jey Uso. AEW Tag Team Private Party reportedly are in a contract year, and WWE is interested in the former AEW World Tag Team Champions. Does Mr. Iguana have heat in WWE already for comments that he's going straight to the main roster? Bryan Danielson confirms he's not cleared to wrestle for AEW right now. Omos has re-signed with WWE despite not being seen on WWE television recently. Carlito officially leaves WWE after his contract expires. More details on the recently unveiled AEW Unified Championship. The NWA have opposed the AEW Shockwave trademark, and Billy Corgan says the NWA is not for sale and WWE hasn't asked about purchasing the company. WWE Hall of Famer The Undertaker underwent heart surgery following WrestleMania 41. An update on when we can expect Bianca Belair to return to in-ring action in WWE. And the lineup for the 2025 New Japan G1 Climax has been revealed. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Before we begin, you can see right there, we're currently at 22,423 subscribers. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Join the ever-expanding WNU, that being the Wrestling News universe. In addition, you can become a member of the WN365 roster. Links in the video description below. You can click the join button or scan the QR code when it appears on the sidebar. Get your badges, your emojis, and your exclusive members-only content. Now, let's begin with Rikishi's comments after his son Jey Uso lost the WWE World Heavyweight Championship Monday night on Raw. Now, ever since the Uso dropped the championship on Raw, many were waiting and wondering just what Rikishi would have to say, considering he's been very outspoken about Uso's creative in WWE in the past. Now, after 51 days as WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Jey Uso lost the World Heavyweight Championship to Gunther on the June 9th episode of WWE Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Afterward, he gave a heartfelt speech to the audience in attendance. Uso is one of 4 members of his family to capture the World Heavyweight Championship in WWE, and his father, Rikishi, was very proud of his son when he won the title at WrestleMania 41. Now, the WWE Hall of Famer is sounding off on his son losing the championship during the latest episode of his Off the Top podcast. Rikishi isn't mincing words. He believes that the creative staff at WWE failed his son and failed to present him as a credible champion. To put it bluntly, he believes that whoever was responsible for his son's presentation should be fired. Here's what Rikishi had to say.
Here's what I feel. I feel that those are writing for this kid. His storyline, you didn't do him justice. You didn't feed this champion right talent to be able to continue to make this champion. Not a fair shot in my eyes. So you go 51 days. I say fire. Fire those that are writing for this kid here. If you can't come up with something simple to promote and push your champion, that you, not me, you decide to put this kid in that position. And then that's it. All of a sudden, the brains done went, just cloudy, like you can't write. You can't think of an angle for Jey. Well, if you can't do your job, I say, best endeavors. Get the hell out the way. Put somebody in that position. Because the longer you keep the belt on this kid, the longer we talk about what's good for business. Merchandise sales to the roof. That's what it is. Last I knew. If you can't make money for the company, why are you in that position? So now they passed the belt on to Gunther. For whatever reason. Hey, I ain't got no beef with Gunther. I ain't got no beef with any of those that are on the roster. I ain't got no beef with that. And if I do, I'm going to say it to your face, because that's just the type of man I am. But let me back up. Good luck. Good luck if that's what your choice is, to go that way. But let me back up and continue my thoughts on my son as far as, his run as the world champion. I didn't think it was justice. I didn't think it was fair. 51 days, that was it. I mean, in a Continental belt, a short run. That was it. Like, what is it? What is it against my boy that you just feel like when you had done that to Randy Orton, if you threw the belt on Randy Orton for him, would you have done that to John Cena? I mean, let's talk about it. Because last I knew, the last time we seen WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, damn it, he had the whole arena. The whole arena. Yeet. Yeet, yeet, yeet your motherfucking ass yeet. So come on. Come on. Somebody tell me. Tell me, what is it? The bloodline has gave our heart and soul to this industry. 75 plus years, past, present, and future. And God damn it, this is the way we treat it. This is the way y'all look at us. This just ain't right, man. Ain't right. We've never been a problem. We've always been the source. The last I knew, the bloodline, from Roman Reigns all the way down to the Usos, continuing on to Sepha, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu. The last I knew, back when it was COVID, fans were on the screen of TV. Who kept WWE afloat? Come on. You want to talk? Y'all want to go there? Let's go facts, man. Let's do facts. This was way before TKO came in the picture.
Now, when it comes to the reason why Jey Uso dropped the championship to Gunther on Raw, we may have an explanation when it comes to all of this. Now, another planned match ultimately reportedly led to the title change on Raw. Dave Meltzer has reported in the Wrestling Observer newsletter that WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Triple H Levesque made the call for Gunther versus Goldberg at the July 12 edition of Saturday Night's Main Event to be a title match, likely since it will be taking place the same day as AEW All in Texas. Gunther vs. Goldberg is scheduled to be Goldberg's retirement match, and Saturday night's main event will be taking place in Atlanta, Georgia. It appears the plan is for that program to begin on tomorrow night's episode of Raw, as Goldberg is scheduled to return at the show. Goldberg has been training for his retirement match for the past several months, although Goldberg recently revealed he's unable to run without being in pain. The former WCW World Heavyweight Champion may also adorn a different attire for his final match. Now let's switch over to AEW, and it looks like an AEW tag team could be on their way to WWE. It seems that a certain tag team is looking to follow in the footsteps of Cody Rhodes, Jade Cargill, Ricky Saints, and Blake Monroe. Former AEW World Tag Team Champions Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn of Private Party are reportedly in a contract year, and according to Fightful Select, WWE has shown preliminary interest in acquiring the former AEW World Tag Team Champions. News about Cassidy and Quinn's imminently expiring contracts hit news cycles Friday, courtesy of the Wrestling Observer newsletter. And considering the recent uptick in AEW talent transferring from the Jacksonville-based promotion to WWE, some wondered if Cassidy and Quinn were due for a WWE debut. It seems that WWE has shown some level of interest in the duo since early June, before their upcoming contract expirations were reported. It is unclear whether WWE have actually made any more moves towards acquiring Private Party for their tag team division. Now, while Cassidy and Quinn's contracts are set to expire during 2025, when exactly those deals will be up is unclear. Whether injury time has been added onto Quinn's contract also remains undisclosed, as the former tag team champion took over a year off of AEW programming after suffering from a torn pectoral muscle in November of 2022. There have been no reports of new contract offers from either AEW or WWE. Now, let's talk about Mr. Iguana, one of the popular names coming out of AAA, particularly from the WWE and AAA Worlds Collide show. But does he already have heat in WWE? Mr. Iguana has seemingly been the talk of the wrestling world over the last 7 days or so, following his breakout performance at Worlds Collide last weekend. Though WWE are reportedly interested in using the luchador for further appearances, as well as merchandising him, there is apparently some heat over comments the 36-year-old made earlier this week. In an interview, Mr. Iguana claimed WWE had told him he'd be heading straight to the main roster due to strong interest in his character and merchandise sales. He said, quote, "I'm there effectively. Like I was literally in the Performance Center yesterday and they told me, you're not going through NXT. You're heading straight to the main roster. I was literally taking pictures with Shawn Michaels and they told me they need you here because your shirt is the top seller in WWE and you're also the fastest rising star when it comes to action figures and trading cards. Being in WWE is the dream of every child and I will have all the time in the world for my city because thanks to them and thanks to being Rikishi, I would not be where I am today." In the most recent edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, it was noted that there was immediate heat on him for saying that. The video of the interview was subsequently taken down and re-uploaded, with those particular comments edited off. Now, while there may be heat on Mr. Iguana, WWE have strong interest in utilizing AAA talent regularly. According to WrestleVotes on WrestleVotes Radio, they said, quote, "Regarding the star of the weekend, Mr. Iguana, we are told that WWE has significant interest in making him part of their programming on a regular basis. Sources confirm they have strong interest in both a marketing standpoint as well as a community outreach standpoint as they feel the character can connect to the younger audience. We fully expect to see a heavy dose of new Iguana merchandise before the summer ends," WrestleVotes said. Now, interestingly, kind of a different point of view on this comes courtesy of Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select. Now, he has confirmed that Mr. Iguana is indeed finalizing a deal with WWE. The viral sensation made an incredible impression last weekend at Worlds Collide, and Fightful was immediately told he'd be making an NXT appearance, which happened this past Tuesday. Fightful were also told that he and WWE are finalizing a deal with the company that sees him make future appearances. Now, there was some confusion as to Iguana's immediate status as he did an interview claiming he was going to the main roster. The interview was later edited and there were claims he didn't say it, but he did. Now, Fightful say they've not heard anything on whether or not he had heat in the company for those comments, but of course we'll have to wait and see just how that plays out moving forward. Now, let's talk about Bryan Danielson. Could he make a return to AEW in-ring action? Well, Bryan Danielson wrapped up his full-time career at AEW Wrestle Dream, losing the AEW World Championship to Jon Moxley. Danielson has been off AEW television since the loss, and it's unknown when or if he will return. Though he hasn't been on TV, Danielson has been doing media for AEW, promoting the upcoming events in Kent, Washington. Appearing on Dally Miggs, Danielson was asked about wrestling again. He said, quote, "I don't know, but right now, I'm not cleared to wrestle. Even if I wanted to, if I said, hey, I'm going to be there, I will be in Kent. I'll be there live in front of the people, but probably not on television. It will just be for the people live," he said. Danielson was battling neck injuries during his last run with AEW. AEW will hold AEW Collision in Kent on June 21st and Dynamite in Kent on June 25th. Of course, if we get any more details on Danielson's status, we'll let you know in a future video. Omos. People haven't seen him for a while, but he has put pen to paper on a new deal with WWE. WWE haven't booked Omos in a pro wrestling match for over a year, but that hasn't deterred the company from signing the Giant to a new contract. Speaking with Gambling Industry News, Omos revealed he put pen to paper on a new contract with WWE. He said, quote, "Things are going very well. Can't complain. I'm really excited about what is to come. I've been training really hard and working on some new things, and I think it's going to be a really fun ride ahead, especially because I just signed a renewal with WWE and we'll be there for years to come," Omos said. Now, Omos signed with WWE in 2019 and he had a number of roles on TV, including as a ninja and a Raw Underground bouncer before he was paired with AJ Styles. Omos received a push on WWE television until Backlash 2023, which was his most recent televised singles match for WWE. He has only been booked by the company in Battle Royal since then and hasn't wrestled on WWE television at all since the 2024 Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Now, Omos did have a well-received run in Pro Wrestling Noah earlier this year, which included him holding the GHC Tag Team titles with Jack Morris, but the 33-year-old was recalled to WWE at the end of January, and he's effectively been benched by WWE ever since. Carlito is now officially gone from WWE. During the whirlwind of news over the last 2 weeks, that was R-Truth's potential WWE exit, fan rejection and the decision to not renew his deal and his eventual surprise return, news had also emerged of WWE deciding against renewing Carlito's contract too. The now former member of the Judgment Day has now quietly left WWE, revealing on social media that he will now officially be a free agent. Taking to his Instagram account, Carlito posted an image of the word "back in business" with the caption including hashtags "fully available, no contract," and "ready." PW Insider also noted that Carlito was removed from WWE's internal roster over the last week, and he's now officially parted ways with the organization. Now, this past Wednesday, we found out about a brand new championship in AEW. On AEW Dynamite Summer Blockbuster this past week, AEW unveiled the brand new Unified Championship, which will be contested for between the reigning Continental Champion, Kazuchika Okada, and the reigning International Champion, Kenny Omega, in a winner-takes-all match at AEW All in Texas 2025. The new championship design features some unique side plates, one of which featuring an image of Okada hitting his patented Rainmaker, and on the other side, an image of Omega nailing an opponent with his one-winged angel finisher. Wrestling titles in the modern day featured changeable side plates to showcase who is the champion, rather than nameplates, but this title will not follow suit. According to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, the idea is to keep the Okada and Omega nameplates for good as a homage to the two men who first battled for this brand new championship. It was noted that AEW spent a lot of money on the new title, and the plan is for the side plates to commemorate the two former titles and legacies of Omega and Okada, and the importance that they brought to the unification match. It was also reported earlier in the week that the unified title was not meant to be a mid-card bout and more of a world title moving forward. Now, quite a few bits of NWA news here, beginning with possibly the NWA going up against AEW. Now, the NWA have opposed the AEW Shockwave trademark, and the opposition was filed in early June. The National Wrestling Alliance opposed All Elite Wrestling's AEW Shockwave trademark on June 5th. NWA applied to trademark NWA Shockwave on September 24th, 2024, which was after AEW's filing for their Shockwave trademark on September 6th. NWA is claiming that they have common law rights dating back to 2020. The organization presented one season of NWA Shockwave in December 2020. It is noted in NWA's opposition filing that they sent a letter to AEW's legal team on September 26th, demanding that they abandon their intentions to use the Shockwave name. NWA also wants AEW to agree not to use any variation of the word. Neither AEW or their legal team have responded to the letter. They have until July 15th to do so. Now, when it comes to NWA, of course, they've also got a brand new TV deal. NWA owner and Smashing Pumpkins frontman Billy Corgan is celebrating a new broadcasting deal between the NWA and Roku to broadcast NWA Power. The news will put NWA's television product on Tuesday nights, counter-programming WWE NXT on the CW. Quote, "This is a deal that took at least 6 to 9 months to put together," Corgan said on Busted Open, touting the deal as the first major television deal for the NWA since its days as NWA TNA. Quote, "This is a huge deal for us and total credit to our team. We worked very hard as a team to put this together. Many people have doubted the NWA's progress, doubted the NWA's game plan, which I said many, many times was going to take a long time." Corgan believes that WWE recently allowing Natalya to wrestle at an NWA event shows that the company has rebuilt its reputation under Corgan's ownership. Quote, "We've earned our flowers once again in the business, and there's such a great will around the NWA," Corgan said, citing the recent purchase of AAA by WWE, as well as the partnership with TNA as proof that the business is beginning to coalesce. Quote, "Here we are here at the ultimate way for the business to be generated back to the fans." Corgan says the wrestling business will again be more fan-driven, likely in the way it was during the territory days. NWA Power, of course, started as a YouTube show before moving to Fight TV. The promotion was briefly run on the CW app, but that was quickly complicated by NXT's move to the network, facilitating the NWA's move to Roku. As far as a potential sale for the NWA in the future, Corgan has cleared up a misconception surrounding WWE collaborating with the NWA. Of course, as we mentioned, in May, WWE's Natalya made her way over to the National Wrestling Alliance for the Crockett Cup special. She challenged Kenzie Page for the NWA World Women's Championship. Both Natalya and NWA owner Billy Corgan were on Busted Open, and Natalya shared that she wants to go back to the organization to wrestle Page again. Natalya said, quote, "I just hope that moving forward that I can continue to work for NWA because I plan on taking that championship off that bitch Kenzie Page." Later in the conversation, Corgan spoke about a misconception about the NWA and WWE collaborating. He said it was assumed that the NWA would be sold. Corgan stated the organization is not for sale, nor has WWE asked if it was. He said, quote, "The WWE endorsement, if you even want to call it that, let's call it a blessing, shows you that we've earned our spot in this game here. We're not competition by any stretch of the imagination, but we are a player now." And the other thing I want to add really quickly is we're not for sale. A lot of people assumed that the minute the door opened with Natty, that night we were going to be sold. We're not for sale, and WWE has not asked. Now let's talk about WWE Hall of Famer The Undertaker here. He had a bit of an interesting revelation over the last week. The Undertaker and Michelle McCool were on hand at WrestleMania 41 weekend, where the dead man inducted his wife into the 2025 class of the Hall of Fame. Behind the scenes, however, there were some concerns about Mark Calloway's health. Speaking about the issues on a recent edition of Taker's 6 Feet Under podcast, McCall said, quote, "It's because of the heart issues you've been having weeks prior, which by the grace of God, we found out just by, it ended up being terrifying. The day we got home from WrestleMania, the next day at 6 a.m., we were at the hospital for a little bit of heart surgery." The Undertaker then said he was not supposed to go to Vegas for Mania festivities, to which McCall replied, quote, "You weren't supposed to go anywhere. You didn't want me to tell anybody. Not fair to me, not fair. We were in the hospital for 4 nights, 2 weeks before WrestleMania. Yeah, you weren't supposed to go. I'm not mad at it because I'd probably be the same way, but it was terrifying. I couldn't focus on anything else. All I wanted to focus on was you, your heart, and getting you in with the best cardiologist," which we eventually did, but that took a lot of phone calls. Several nights in the hospital. By the grace of God, you are here. But out of the words of the doctor himself, it could have turned out badly had we not found it that day. McCall went on to detail the process of Calloway taking a barrage of tests to identify the issue, which the couple say has now been resolved. Now, Bianca Belair, when is she going to be back competing inside of a WWE ring? Well, Bianca Belair has not wrestled on WWE television since night 2 of WrestleMania 41, where she faced Io Sky and Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. Belair suffered several broken fingers in the match, which has kept her away from the ring since. According to Mike Johnson, a PW insider, the hope within WWE is Belair will return to the ring by SummerSlam, if not before. Belair was originally planned to be more involved in the issues between Naomi and Jade Cargill following WrestleMania 41, but the injury caused those plans to be modified. And finally, we have the lineup for the New Japan G1 Climax this year. New Japan Pro Wrestling announced 16 of the 20 participants in the New Japan G1 Climax 35, which begins on July 19th. This year's version will feature 2 blocks with 10 men in each block. There will be 4 play-in matches. The A block includes the likes of Hiroki Goto, Yota Tsuji, David Finlay, Evil, Sanada, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and more. B block has the likes of El Phantasmo, Shota Umino, Zack Sabre Jr., Shingo Takagi, Great Khan, Gabe Kidd, and Konosuke Takeshita. When it comes to Konosuke Takeshita, though, he's going to be without a New Japan Championship. There was a never openweight championship on the bill for New Japan's Dominion events. Going into the match as champion was Konosuke Takeshita, and he defended against Oleg Boltin. Now, the championship had been in Takeshita's possession since he won the bout at Wrestle Kingdom 19. His title reign came to an end at Dominion as Boltin defeated him to win his first singles title in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Both are scheduled, as I mentioned, for the New Japan G1 Climax 35, which kicks off next month. But there you go, guys. Latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe. As you can see right there, we're at 22,423 subscribers. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and join the ever-expanding WNU. Scan that QR code right there on the sidebar to join members of the WN365 roster. You get your badges, your emojis, and your exclusive members-only content. Appreciate everyone for tuning in, as always, and I'll speak for you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.